Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be testing out trains. So we have two main types of trains. The armored train is supposed to have this armor value, which decreases the amount of damage it takes from enemy logistics strikes. And theoretically, despite the more expensive cost, it should be a good idea to go for if you're playing a smaller nation who can't afford to produce an air force and protect themselves from logistics strikes. So how viable is it to just spend a little bit of extra to get armored trains and not have an air force to protect yourself against logistics strikes versus just using the regular train and just producing more? That's what we're going to be testing out. For France, I've put their entire starting army right here with a whole bunch of supply hubs. This is meaning that we're using 79 trains. So there's a lot of things to be bombed. I'm actually going to turn off motorized supply. I don't want them bombing trucks. Trucks don't actually matter for this test. On the German side, I've just got two air wings of 1940 CAS, 400 total. It does not matter if you group these up, if you split them. The number does not seem to change. The amount of logistic strikes does not seem to be meaningfully impacted. I'm using 400 because I did this at 1,000 and I just completely bombed out all of northern France and there was no logistics. And you can't really test that when there are no railways. And we're going to let this run for 1 month. We're going to see how many regular trains France uses. It might help if I actually declare war, though. We're not going to have any interception. This is just a pure logistics strike test. So as time goes on, this number is just going to keep trending up and up and up. And based on the previous tests I've done, this should trend towards about 70 before plateauing. 63. It peaks at 63. And it stops going up for a very simple reason. France has no logistics anymore. Some supply hubs are so bombed out that they're not even operating, so they have less trains, so it trends down. But it reached 63 before that point. And that was with, I actually forgot to turn off instant construction. 400 CAS on logistic strikes with no interception can overwhelm instant construction. So we hit 63. Let's duplicate their air wings so that they lose their experience. We'll set them to close air support while France repairs, and we are going to need to get France some armored trains. Okay, let's delete their non-armored trains. We'll start the test from August 1st. Let's just tag to France, make sure they're repaired. They should be. Yep, nice and repaired. Let's let this go for a month. And after a month, we are showing 0 trains lost. So France is still taking massive amounts of damage, and instant construction is completely overwhelmed, but they actually lost 0 trains. All of these supply hubs should have a throughput of 35, but instead they only have 15 because their railways are getting completely damaged, but they're not losing any trains. Already, I just repeated the test and came to the same result. They lost 0 trains again. Let's see if we just group these up to 1,000, if that'll cause them to lose trains. And now let's try it again. Even with 1,1940 CAS, they have not lost a single train. So, armored trains will protect you from losing your initial investment. In a situation where you would lose somewhere between 60 and 70 civilian trains, you will lose 0 armored trains. So very much worthwhile from that perspective. They are a bit more expensive, they do cost 2 steel, but you won't ever have to replace them. You do still, however, need some sort of fighter to provide interception duties because your trucks are going to get bombed and your railways are going to get bombed. You're just not going to lose any trains. Anyways, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time.